Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining IndyGo's Superstops 2.0 Town Hall. Welcome. My name is Jordan Patterson, and I'm the Special Programs Manager for IndyGo. And today, I'll serve as your meeting host and presenter. I'm also joined by Project Manager Rachel Wilson, who will serve as a presenter as well. And then we have what I like to call our supporting cast, who are IndyGo staff, which will be helping with our Q&A session. Our mission at IndyGo is about connecting our community to economic and cultural opportunities through safe, reliable, and accessible mobility experiences. And as we work to provide better bus service through the implementation of our future service plan, we are excited about what the Super Stops project means for an enhanced rider experience and improved mobility and faster transit times through the downtown Indianapolis corridor. This town hall is a space to bring together and prepare our valued downtown neighbors and stakeholders for the second phase of Superstops construction. Today, you'll hear a project overview, a tentative timeline, along with motorist and bus rider detours. You'll also hear how we'll be helping the downtown community thrive through construction. Today, our agenda is very simple. There will be a presentation followed by a Q&A session, and attendees are more than welcome to place questions in the chat at any time, but questions relevant to Super Stops will be addressed after the presentation. And just a friendly reminder that this presentation is being recorded. And so if you are unable to stay the entire time or can't make it, you will be able to watch this at a later date. Thank you in advance for abiding by IndyGo's public meeting decorum, which simply put is about demonstrating basic respect for others, regardless of who they are or the opinions that they hold. Now let's get right into things. So what the heck is Super Stops? IndyGo is upgrading some of our busiest bus stops downtown. The project called Super Stops brings the comfort, convenience, and reliability of bus rapid transit to our fixed route service. So think Red Line, but for local routes. It includes similar features to what you'd see on BRT. Number one, you'll notice that the project features ticket vending machines, which allows riders to buy fare or reload their Mikey bus cards on site without having to go to the Carson Transit Center. Like BRT, it also provides near-level boarding. Platforms are raised about 9 inches high and allow riders with mobility challenges to more easily get on and off the bus without a huge step. The project also includes extended covered seating with about a 20-foot shelter that provides more seating for more riders to be able to comfortably wait for the bus while being shielded from the elements. And then lastly, the Super Stops 2.0 project will feature space for multiple buses. These platforms are about 90 foot long and keeps the high volume of buses from multiple routes moving efficiently through the stop so riders can easily access their specific bus without additional wait times. Some of you may already be familiar with the concept of Super Stops. As you can see in the rendering that there is the eagle in the back. Phase 1 was actually built with DPW and launched in October of last year. It included 2 improved stops along Delaware Street, again, one right adjacent to the Eagle. And then it included several roadway improvements. The new stops were added at New York and Delaware, and then at Delaware and North. And again, these stops serve several routes. And then Fort Wayne Avenue between Delaware and Alabama was resurfaced with new striping and then converted from a one-way to 2 ways to eliminate 2 difficult turns for our buses. And then lastly, Delaware Street between Maryland and Vermont Street added bus and turn lanes on the right-hand travel lane. So IndyGo was awarded a Federal Transit Administration, an FTA bus and bus facilities grant in early 2022 that's allowing us to construct 6 more super stops in the downtown area with some of the features that I just mentioned. And their locations are as follows. There will be a stop placed at southwest corner of Alabama Street and North Street. There will be one placed at the northwest corner of Alabama Street and New York Street. One placed at two placed at Fort Wayne Avenue and 9th Street in both directions, and then 2 placed at Vermont Street and Capitol Avenue in both directions. So you heard me mention our future service plan and network redesign plan. This is a 5-year plan that adheres to the vision developed in the Marion County Transit Plan, and it reflects the changes of how people travel, as well as our future service revenue projections, excuse me. Most routes converge downtown, as many of you are already aware. In the existing network shown to the left, there are many routes running north and south a few blocks apart into the transit center on one-way couplets. Now, the future network has fewer routes, but it runs more frequently. These routes run more frequently on two-way corridors into downtown, causing a slightly longer walk for some riders, but to much higher quality service. This was something that our community said that they wanted. And the project accommodates for increased frequencies planned for the local route improvements that are scheduled to take place as early as June of this year in the downtown area. Now I'll pass it along to Rachel to talk about our timeline and to give us a little bit more information about our detours.
Sure. Thank you, Jordan. Hi, everyone. Once again, I'm Rachel. I am the construction project manager for IndyGo. And as you see here, this is the projected timeline. And we just got this from our contractor on Tuesday. So a little caveat, it still needs to be reviewed by our construction management team to make sure all these dates work and align with the utility relocations that we still need to get done out there. So hopefully these dates will hold. You'll see that the contractor is not wasting time. They want to get in and out. They have until December 1st to finish everything. And so they're 9 days to about 2 weeks per stop to get everything constructed. So, and you see the order there. Yeah. All right. So I'll just walk you through some of the expected road closures and detours. They vary from stop to stop. So I'll just go through an order. So stop 1 is done on Delaware. Super stop 2 is the map you're looking at here, where this is the rider impact map. So as I go through these, you'll see a couple kinds of maps depending on if it's for what the bus route will follow versus general traffic. So this first map is for the bus route. So you'll see that when we close a stop, we will do our best to put a temporary stop so we have the least amount of impact to service. So you'll see that yellow line, that's where the bus will reroute to make its way around the construction. So Super Stop 2. So we have a couple phases involved with Super Stop 2 where the contractor will finish the work in what is the existing parking lane to build a bus pad out in that lane. And when they're done, they will reopen that and move their work to just be contained within the existing sidewalk area. So there's less impact to traffic. So there will be a little time where we'll have a full closure and general traffic will follow that green line. And then once we reopen a southbound lane, traffic can continue south and won't have to follow that detour. So stop 3 is another one that's done on Delaware Street. Stop 4 at Alabama and North. So we will have, this is the rider map, and inbound bus stop at Alabama and North Street will be closed and will follow a detour. And a handful of impacted routes there, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 19. So, and don't expect to have to memorize all of these maps as we go through them. It's just a sneak preview of what to expect, but we will certainly share all this information for you for later so you can get a recap if you need one. So stop 4, the motorist impact. Alabama will have a southbound closure. And so a detour will be posted for a couple weeks to follow that green line there that you see. And a northbound lane will remain open.
Oops. Got ahead of myself. My apologies.
Okay.
think we're on stop 5 now.
Stop 5 on Fort Wayne. So the rider map here, inbound bus stop at Fort Wayne and 9th will be closed for a period of time. And a temporary bus stop will be in place during that time. And stop 6, there is no map for stop 6 because luckily we had enough space that we are able to keep a lane of traffic open in both directions for stop 6, which is across the street from super stop 5. Looks like we lost Jordan and he's back. And the last 2 stops, super stop 7 and 8 on Vermont. Those are across the street from each other. And that will be a full closure just for that one block. And the contractor will just knock out both of those super stops at the same time. And there will be a detour posted and just following those routes just to the next block over to make your way around the construction.
All right. Thank you, Rachel, for giving us a preview of what businesses and motorists and our riders can expect during the construction phase for Superstops 2.0. You all should know that IndyGo is committed to and supports local businesses and communities while we're building our better bus service. And this includes offering a community's toolkit for additional resources such as weekly virtual office hours and a construction comment form. If you'd allow me, I'd like to walk you through these tools on our website. So this is the Superstops website, indigo.net-superstops. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see a section called Community Tools. Every Monday from 5 to 6 p.m. when construction starts, Rachel and her team will be available to answer questions, to address concerns, or to just provide information about the project. All we ask is that you register at least 24 hours in advance to attend that virtual office hour so that we can prepare for you. We also have a construction comment form. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. If you are a business or a stakeholder in the downtown area, we want to be able to address and mitigate concerns in a timely fashion. And so we ask in this form some general contact information and what best describes your participation in the project. And then you can give us the location of the concern and an explanation. And we will get back with you within 24 to 48 hours. And again, try to be timely with mitigating those issues as they arise. But the message here is that we're here for you. We know that construction is never an easy thing, but we want to make it as painless as possible. And we also want to support our community as best we can. And with that being said, we will open up the floor for questions and comments. Again, thank you all for joining us this evening. Let's see what we have here. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the Q&A. Also, this presentation will be posted to our website in the coming days. So if you wanted to revisit some of the information, it will be available. All right. Ashlyn, I'm going to go to you. Are there any questions in our Facebook chat? Are there any questions in our Facebook chat?
There are not.
All right. Well, guys, what this says to me is that regardless of me being sick and congested, that we did a good job of communicating about what the Super Stops project is. I love that for us. We're going to give it just one more minute to allow our remaining participants to type a question in the chat. And then after that, we will call it an evening. All right. Well, again, thank you all for joining us this for April 20th evening. You could be doing anything, but you decided to learn about the Super Stops project, and we appreciate you for it. Again, if you have any questions, my email address is jpatterson@indigo.net. I'm Jordan Patterson, the Special Programs Manager. You can also fill out one of the comment forms online, but we are happy to assist you where we can. And with that being said, you all have an excellent evening.
You too.